like just a different topic, man. What's God to you? Like how can like I know it's hard to describe the indescribable, but I would love to just know how you perceive God. Like what is God to you?
Um, so like to me, God is like, so it's like the parable when he's talking about the mustard seed, right? And it's this big grand story of all the things that he's done and this big, huge, giant superhero who could do anything, but then you get there and it's this 12-year-old boy. So like God to me, it's kind of like today I was thinking about the story of King David. King David, most of us know it. He's king of Israel, one of the greatest kings ever lived, one of the greatest warriors. And every time we hear the story, we think, oh, well, the story is he killed 10,000 men. He killed 10,000. He was the strongest ever. But then I'm looking at the story and I'm looking at his life and seeing that he wasn't counting the 10,000. He was just trying to protect his family.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what God is to me. God is that big, grand, strong super warrior who can love the littlest of children, the littlest of ants, the littlest of plants. And I think that's what makes God so wonderful in my eyes, because not only can he create the world in 7 days, create human beings, create society, create languages, create worlds, create seas and mountains and skies and heavens and earths, but he can still put all this grand, all this huge universe, but the human, the person it revolves around, started from a seed inside of a woman's womb. And think of that, how something that big, someone that grand, someone that great, someone that holistic can make something that small that important. And you know me, I'm Christian, so I believe in Jesus. You know, whatever people believe, I believe that he takes all this life, all this being, the clouds, the grass, the moon, the stars, the universe, the planets, the sun, the evolution of everything that happens under earth, under heaven, and say that all that's great. I built all that, fine. But the most important thing is that I love you, me.
Yeah.
It's like, all this because you love me? It's like, whoa, why would you create all this, go through all this pain, all this trouble? He's like, to make you.
Yeah.
Make you feel happy. It's like, so you're doing all this just so I'm good. And that's who God is to me, the greatest, beautifulest, smartest, strongest superhero who can focus in on the smallest of details.
Hey, I love that. You know, it's like, that's like literally like my favorite question in the world to ask, like, what is God? Because something for me that I noticed is like people's belief about God, like everything is like, this is like a spiritual like warfare. That's what's going on. And so like a big belief of mine is that people treat people how they think God treats them. So whether you like if you believe God is jealous, vindictive, have all these like human traits
wow.
on the people, then you start to treat yourself and other people like that. But when you know God is all love, wants for you what you want for you, and like it wants for you to grow into that, like that being that you aspire to be, you start to treat yourself a little bit different. You start to love yourself more. And then you can start to give that love away to the people. You know, it's like, and it's like, it's
wow.
No doubt in my mind about your belief about God, because like you talking about like feeding over 20,000 families and, you know, doing all this work for like struggling moms. And so it's like, I love that. Like, you know, I can just tell like that you are like just a godly person. And it's like, and then it's like when you were talking about how like God like has like it's the being, the older being, but it's like it reflects back to the inner child. You know, like I believe that like kids are like the closest thing to divinity and God, because like when you see a kid come out the womb, it's like it's pure, it's love, it's like it's just
it's perfect.
It's perfect, you know, and it's like that's who we are. You know, we forget our divinity as we, you know, as we grow up. We start to watch TV, we start to live like people, you know, like, because we don't know no better, because it's like we're being programmed, like our brains work like a like a computer program. So it's like we've been given this fear program with politics, like with people misusing religion, with people
Right.
misusing government, with people misusing the financial markets. And so like all we know is fear. But it's like when you remove that fear and like go on love programming, you start to like love yourself more. You start to able to, see the world in a different light. You know,
Right.
and so
Right.
that's one of the reasons why I asked that question, because it's like I love God. So it's like no matter what you believe, no matter the religion, no matter the what you call what you believe, it's like God is God. It's like I think that we all are individual aspects of God. The trees, the
Right.
people, it's like it's nothing that God is not. Everything
And
is divine.
right.